What's up guys, I'm back again with another pickup video. Today we're looking at a lot of goodies coming from the Cleveland Gaming Classic Expo. I've only been to a few so far, but this has to be my favorite convention I've been to. It was awesome. We have a lot to go over today, so let's get started. First up are the special one-offs. These are the coolest items in the entire video, I think. So we walked into the convention and straight away we saw the legendary Tim Kitzrow right in the front. So I made a beeline to his booth and I'm glad I did. I was kind of nervous to meet him, but he was so down to earth, so gracious, and he even had a short little conversation with me. He did a video with me.
Welcome to NBA Jam Cleveland on Fire Edition. Tonight's matchup, Justin versus his wife, Shelby. I hope you guys are married, because I just married you. Are you married? We're married. Okay, that's good. And if I was at your wedding ceremony, I'd say, we are here today to join together this man and this woman with this rim in holy dunkrimony. Do you promise to love, honor, and dunk on this rim as long as you both shall live?
As long as she gives me the boom shakalaka.
Oh my boy, now pronouncing Mr. and Mrs. Boom Shakalaka, you may now kiss the rim. Oh my, Justin jams it in. Good night, kaboom.
Thanks, bud.
And he signed quite a few things. So first, we got my copy of NBA Jam TE signed. You got the Boom Shakalaka. He also signed the manual. Dustin is on fire. And he gave me a couple prints as well along with it. So we have the box art here. You got your Boom Shakalaka again. Dustin is on fire. And then finally, for a freebie, he actually gave this to me for free. He signed the screenshot. I believe this is from the Genesis version. And he signed this again. Put my wife's name on it this time. Dustin and Shelby are on fire. Really cool. I am always going to be holding on to these. I need to get these framed. But yeah, these are staying in my collection for good. This is just so cool. On the other side of Tim's booth were the guys from Channel Awesome, or you may know them for the Nostalgia Critic. We got to meet Doug Walker, Brad Jones, Malcolm Ray, and once again they were all really nice, really down to earth. My wife Shelby, she was actually super nervous to meet them, especially Malcolm, but he immediately put her nerves at ease when we walked up, so that was really cool. Shelby actually got a print signed from Malcolm here. Really cool. And we also got a DVD, and all three of them signed it. So this is that guy with the glasses, volume 4. And yeah, this is really cool to have. I haven't watched it yet, but I will be. And of course, I had to give Doug shit and make a reference. I asked him, would you take a BAT credit card? Next up, I got to meet the cast of Mortal Kombat. They're a staple of my childhood. I still play the original 3 games today all the time. So I was like a kid in a candy store when I was walking up there. I got to meet Ed Boon, John Tobias, Kerry Hoskins, and Sal DeVita. For those who don't know, Ed Boon and John Tobias, they're the creators of Mortal Kombat. Kerry Hoskins was Sonya on Mortal Kombat 3, and Sal was Nightwolf on Mortal Kombat 3. They were all super nice. I did have to cut costs because it was not cheap, so I only got Ed and John's autograph, but I did get pictures with everyone. Sal was especially cool. He seemed genuinely excited to be there, and he even had a conversation with me for a few minutes, so that was awesome. So here is my copy of Mortal Kombat 1 for the Genesis signed. I just got the front signed, I didn't get the manual signed, but look how minty this copy is. Pretty much perfect. This is about as good as you can get. So yeah, this is staying in the collection for good as well. It was so awesome to meet them. Last and certainly not least, we have Yeah Yeah Beavis 2 for the NES. This is a game made by John Riggs, another YouTuber. And he's a really cool dude in person. He's exactly what you would expect. He's the same as he is in his videos. When I first walked up, first thing he said was, "How you feeling?" And that threw me off because I was so tired from walking around for 8 hours, and I was probably kind of awkward just because I was zoning out the whole time that I was talking to him. But really cool guy. I had this on the Evercade for a while, but I lost interest in the Evercade, so I sold all that stuff. But I wanted this game back because it's a good game. to just sort of shut your brain off for a little while. It's sort of like Bubble Bobble, where you have to defeat the enemies in an allotted amount of time. It's like a single screen thing, and it gets more frantic the further you get. So really cool. Here's a close-up of the cartridge itself. Cool black color. Funny little note on the back. And here's the box. It kind of got crushed just a little bit because I just had so much stuff in my bag. But yeah, this won't be the last game I get from him. He has a couple more that I'm interested in getting. But wait, there's more. So we have a few prints from various artists at the convention. I'm sorry, but I don't remember any of your names. If you made any of these, feel free to comment. I'll be glad to credit you in the description. First up, we have this badass picture of Sub-Zero with a decapitated scorpion head. Look at the detail on that. That is amazing. I can't wait to get this framed and hung up. Next, from the same artist, we have a Master Sword picture. Again, super detailed. It looks great. And last from this artist, we have this here. I'm not sure where this is from or if it's just an original work, but it gives me Castlevania vibes. I love it. This is actually Shelby. She's going to be hanging this up. Alright, so for a different artist, these were kind of rolled up as you could see, so it might be kind of a bitch to get in camera, but awesome Mega Man picture. Of course, that'll be mine to hang up. And this is Shelby's. This is a print for Hollow Knight. I love how that came out too. Next up, speaking of NBA Jam, I was looking at a booth that had a bunch of Nintendo powers, and I was just flipping through to see if anything caught my eye. Well, this caught my eye. As you can see, NBA Jam. There's a cool section in here that actually covers the roster of the game, and when I saw it, I had to have it, of course. There it is. Yeah, so we got like player picks, roster from each team here. So Golden State Warriors, Sprewell, Gugliotta, Clippers, has the profile pictures for each team. This is just timeless to me, this whole game is. Guys like Patrick Ewing in here, you know, from the Knicks. Karl Malone. Then you have some Easter eggs in here. Like, so you got Saldavita's in there. Tony Goski. This is just too cool. I haven't read through this entire issue yet, but I plan on it. There's a lot of cool things in here. Here's an ad for Earthbound. Next up, we have a few comic pickups. This is Space Ghost number 4. Really fun series. The shop had number 5, and I didn't realize it was even out, or I would have looked for it and grabbed it. So I have to go back. Whatever. We have Final Fight number 1. Yep, there is a comic series for Final Fight. And I started reading this, and it is literally the video game. Kind of cheesy, but it's fun. I've never read a single Spider-Man comic, but I always thought Carnage was a cool character, so I picked this up. This is Carnage Born Again. Has some pretty cool artwork in it, as you can see. It's supposed to be very good. This is still sealed, but we also have Nightwing Year 1. Love all the Batman stuff. Never read any of the Nightwing comics, so I thought this would be a good place to start. Next up, we have a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays that I picked up. This is Space Ghost and Dino Boy. That's the 60s cartoon. I wanted this because I already had all of the Coast to Coast DVDs, and I wanted more Space Ghost goodness. This cartoon is one of those that is so bad it's good. The voice acting in this is hilarious. It reminds me of Speed Racer. Next, we have a bunch of Futurama. We have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. The guy in the comic shop was watching Futurama one day when I walked in, and it made me want to watch it. So I went and got all of it at Half Price Books. They had a sale, so these were really cheap, only a few bucks a piece. Really cool. We have more Beavis and Butthead goodness. Beavis and Butthead Do America. This was like $5. And we got the rest of the volumes of the Mike Judge collection. We got Volume 2 here, and Volume 3. These look great on a shelf too, all of these do. On to more video game pickups. Starting with PlayStation 1, we have Fighter Maker. This is a weird game. It's actually pretty cool the way the mechanics are, but man, if you actually try to make a fighter, just look up Maximilian Dood or something. It's weird. Driver 2, I've actually never played any of the Driver games. It sort of looks like a more primitive version of GTA 3 or something. But when I tried this, I had no clue what the hell I was doing. I only really played it enough to get footage. Tempest X3, this is a cool one. It's pretty much just a flashier, nicer version of Tempest 2000. And if you've ever heard of Tempest 2000 or you like it, then you'll like this game. Really cool. Wipeout XL. I love this series. There's not a single bad Wipeout game. I also had this on the Saturn, but it looks and plays better on the PlayStation. You can't have Wipeout 1 or XL without also having Wipeout 3. This is a great game too. You have to get this if you like any futuristic racer or any of the Wipeout games. Moving right along, we have Mega Man X5. Amazing game. This is my favorite in the X series. Amazing soundtrack, awesome level design. Play as X or Zero, either one. It's just so fun. This is one of the black sheeps of the series, Mega Man X6. I actually like this game a lot better than most people. I love the soundtrack in this. It is hard as balls though. By the way, if you like cute and nerdy things like this mug here, or this cat, check out the Shirt Horde. The link is in the description. The cat's not included, by the way. Next up, PS2 games. We have Chaos Legion. This is a hack and slash, kind of interesting. I'm not too far into it, but it gets very hard very fast. This was made back when there was not that many hack and slash games out there. It was basically this and Devil May Cry. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I actually like these PS2 era Mortal Kombat games. Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, they're all pretty fun. Black, very cool first person shooter, very detailed. It came out late in the PS2's life. X-Men Legends. This is a beat 'em up with sort of a top-down view, kind of like Diablo. Pretty interesting. There's quite a few games in this series. You have X-Men Legends 1 and 2, then the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series. Really excited to actually check these out. Sled Storm. This is another racing game. Takes place in the snow on snowmobiles. And this is kind of neat because Simon from SSX is on this game. Midway Arcade Treasures 3. I love the Midway Arcade Treasures series, and this one is especially neat because it has all racing games. Hydro Thunder, San Francisco Rush. The list goes on. There's about 8 or 9 of them in here. Bloody Roar 3. This is the only Bloody Roar game I own so far, and it's probably the worst in the series, but it's still really fun. It's still Bloody Roar. Up next is a small stack of PS3 games. I've been trying to build up a PS3 collection because the system is pretty new to me. First, we have Dead Rising 2 by Capcom. Funny little zombie killing game. I haven't gotten too far into this yet. Devil May Cry HD Collection. You can't go wrong with Devil May Cry. Well, except for maybe 2. 2 sucks ass, but 1 and 3 are great. BlazBlue Continuum Shift. Solid fighting game series from Ark or Sammy. Similar to Guilty Gear, but I actually think the characters in this are much more interesting than the Guilty Gear characters. Splinter Cell Trilogy. Great collection. I actually prefer Splinter Cell to Metal Gear Solid. Don't kill me, but yeah, I like Sam Fisher more. Heavenly Sword. I heard this was a very good hacking slash game. I've always been interested in this back when the PS3 launched and I saw this at E3. Never actually played it though, so this will be fun to check out. Hitman Absolution. I've never played a Hitman game before, but this seems really fun the short while that I played it. Ghostbusters the video game. I'm not sure when I'll get around to playing this, but it seemed like it had pretty fun mechanics. I know it was on pretty much every system under the sun at the time. God of War 3. Need I say more? I've only really played the ones on the PSP, but I can't say no to God of War. This was only a couple bucks. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, solid fighting game. I meant to actually get Ultimate. I didn't realize that this wasn't Ultimate until after I got home, so that's a bummer. But that's okay, this is still cool. I may eventually trade it or something later though. Need for Speed The Run. I was not really impressed with this version of the game. The PC version is really fun, and even the 3DS version is fun, but this just ran a little too choppy for me, so this may be one I end up trading or selling. Mortal Kombat 9. I have pretty much every single version of this game, so figured I may as well get it on PS3, play it in the living room on the big TV. At the Cleveland Gaming Classic Expo, John Riggs was actually on the hunt for every single Iron Sword game for some reason. I'm not sure why just yet, but you missed one. Here's a banger that we've been wanting to add to the collection for quite a while. It is loose, but for the price, I couldn't pass it up. Castlevania Bloodlines. Now I just gotta find the box and the manual. But, come on, like 55 bucks. Next up is something that I have been wanting to get my hands on for years, and now that I'm a responsible adult, I could finally afford it. Look at this beast. This is the PDP Mortal Kombat Classic Arcade Stick. This came out for the 360 and PS3. As you can see, it's freaking huge. The artwork is amazing. It's styled after Mortal Kombat 1. Has your HAP buttons. Very authentic feeling. Has the HAP joystick, bat top. Feels great, nice and tight. This thing feels and looks pretty much brand new. And it's got this plexiglass type thing over it, just like an actual arcade machine. I am so excited to have this. Lastly, for the pickups, we have the Anbernic RG35XX SP. That is a mouthful. But this is basically a Game Boy Advance SP knockoff that runs a ton of emulators. It runs on RetroArch and it'll play up to Dreamcast with no problem. I have been tinkering with this thing non-stop for the past month. It is just so fun. There's so much you can do with it. The form factor, as you can see, is almost identical except you have extra buttons. It's actually a little bit thicker, which I prefer because you have more to grip onto, so I find this more comfortable to use than an actual Game Boy. The only reason why I haven't covered this is simply because there are so many videos already out there on it. TechDweeb made an amazing video on it, so check that out. But if you do want to see my take on it, let me know, maybe I'll do one. But seriously, if you're into this kind of thing, emulation devices, check one of these out. It's just so fun to have. Here's just some Castlevania action right here. And those are the pickups for the last couple of months. Hope you enjoyed watching. This is probably going to be the last pickup video I do for quite a while because I've got bigger fish to fry at the moment. Had a few things come up that I need to attend to, but I do still plan on making some more videos covering more topics. Going to be showing some music stuff, some guitar stuff. I did just recently release a new song called Becoming Human, so check that out in the description if you like. And until next time, keep rocking.